Hi there guys, and welcome to another Train Sim 2017 video. Today you join me on something I've been wanting to cover for a little while, but I was waiting for it to come up in the Steam sale for me to actually get it, and that is the MLV, the motor luggage van. So good afternoon driver, you are driving an MLV leading a 4VEP which is on a stopping train from Kent bound for London Bridge Station. During this scenario you're required to stop exactly at stopping points, but do aim to stop at You're not required to stop at exactly stopping points, but do aim to stop at appropriate point when you're ready to open the doors. Be aware that your inboard journey, you've been having one or two electrical niggles. Keep an eye out for any problems before something serious occurs. Oh, I didn't know this thing had faults. It's going to all be a bit complicated, I think, which I'm not complaining about. Right, do we need to open the doors here? Yes. Let's have a look at what we've got. Of course, this is a bit of a first look video as well, so it's new to me. So let's have that. Yeah, that's on. So the cab heater is on. You can't turn the cab heater off. Instrument lights are on. Master key. What can I do with that? Alright, okay. Why is it going backwards? There we go. Oh, I like that. Makes some pretty cool noises. Oh, this is all the battery control stuff. Limits. Switch limits clear to series only. Okay. Got a charge indicator. The other bits of it are quite southern region. Well, looks like you can change the head codes as well. Chris will be a fan of this then. Oh. It's a nice view, that. The ammeter's building up nicely as well. I like how this is done so far. I will go through what the MLVs are themselves and why they were building all that sort of stuff once we pull out of this next station, I think. We are due London Bridge in about half an hour. Haven't read any blurb about this yet from Train Sim or seen anybody actually come up with much for it and tell us what the crack is with it, so this really is a first look and stuff. Seems very heavy. I should be showing red there, should we? Not quite sure how that works either. I probably should have looked at the got a 4VEP on with me, so it's 5 carriages. So far I'm enjoying driving it. It handles quite nicely. Whether it's even remotely realistic, the braking seems half decent. In the sounds, it's got sounds. It's not one of these really plain ones that has really crap noises or anything. And, not sure how to change the head code at the minute. So we'll have it on red. I know it's not prototypical. But hey, you don't come welch my videos for prototypical. What we got there, doors open and I was loving the crack on the roof. Oh, it's even got some mail in it. I like that. As you guys know, anything that's mail related for me is one of my favourite things on the railway. So, got the cracking on the roof. Very nicely done, if a bit much. I like the pattern on the seat as well. It's pretty nice. So MLVs themselves are motor luggage vans. These are battery-powered units. They can do battery and third rail. Hence why we've got the whole battery thing up there. Got to go off to lower the power as well, which I like. There was 10 of these units built for the London, Victoria, Dover and Folkestone boat trains. They became 419s under the top system. They were renumbered 419001 to 419010, as there only being 10 of them. So the reason these had the batteries in them was to let them get to the quayside, so right up next to the boats at Dover and Folkestone. So they were fitted with batteries to allow them to operate over a short distance of non-electrified line at the quayside. The batteries allowed the units to be used at low speed for 20 to 30 minutes and could be recharged when the unit was taking power from the 750 DC third rail. So that's why we can look at the charge indicator up here and you'd know how much you had. Gotta love a bit of tread brake, isn't you? So responsive, especially on stop and services like this. It's that really sharp jolt. Yeah. So they were originally withdrawn in 1991, just around 91-92 time, when Dover Western Dock station closed and the boat train services sort of disappeared. Now, funny enough, I didn't know about this until I read about this about 2 minutes ago when I was reading up on this. The design of these was based on an earlier vehicle that was numbered 68000, which was used as a parcels van on the Tyneside DC electrified network. I didn't know about this. I've got to look it up. When the South Tyneside network was de-electrified in 1967, the unit was initially transferred to the Southport Liverpool Electric Railway before being withdrawn. So I knew they had EPBs, didn't they? Tyneside had EPBs. There was actually one preserved. So after withdrawal from normal service, the entire fleet was transferred into departmental service and they were changed over to the class 931 and they were known as tractor units. There was one damaged in an accident in Ramsgate in 1994, resulting in being withdrawn and subsequently scrapped. The other two units were 9003 and 9009. These were all repainted into old liveries, BR Blue and Jaffa Cake, which I thought was very cool. That was all done by the staff at Strawberry Hill Depot. To commemorate when it closed in 1995. So I think that's quite nice. They were depot pets. A lot of depots had pet trains. And these were Strawberry Hill's pets, which I think is quite cool. The majority of the units were withdrawn for a second time in around 1997. and were all sort of left to rot at Bournemouth Depot. But 9001 and 9002 remained in use at the depot's shunters, and the first one of those was actually retired in 1998 and was then preserved, and then the other one was preserved by South West Trains until 2004. So 1950, what were these, 1951? No, sorry, 1959. I don't know where I got 1951 from. 1959 to 2004. It's pretty good going, isn't it? So there's actually the funny thing about it is because it was such a small fleet and they were quite unique. All of these have been preserved. Apart from 2. So 8 out of 10 of them were preserved. The first unit to be preserved was 9001, which was saved in 1998 after a campaign by the EPB Preservation Group. It was bought to power the group's preserved 2 EBP, and it's at Bournemouth. I suppose for preservation side of things, because they can run on battery power, they've got to be one of the very few, if only, locomotives to run electrically on a preserved railway. That's saying something, isn't it? That's pretty cool. You can see why a lot of the preserved railways snap these things up. I would have done. It's a very similar cab to the VEP, isn't it? Very, very similar. A lot of the Southern Mark 1 base stock is quite similar. I don't drive this very often. What does it actually look like in... There we go. Yeah, it's similar. The VEP has the slightly more modern looking power handles though. I don't know if that was done in a refurb or what, if I'm honest. Chris is definitely more the southern region expert than me. I'm not brilliant at telling you the difference between a VEP, a SEP, a BIG, a BUF. Interesting. Southern region did some quite interestingly strange things like this. There was a problem and they fixed it, I suppose, though. Loving that grille over the windows there. That's really nice. So I'm just trying to find out some information on the, might have been called the TLV. So there was only one of these Tyneside versions built. What was that compressor up in there kicking in there? That's quite nice. There was a whole thing about it, a whole page of this, but nothing about, no picture of it. I should really try and get this onto battery mode at some point. I do find it quite an oddball to build. I mean, there wasn't masses of use for these things. I wonder if that's where the batteries were. I mean, some of the oldest forms of electric locomotive were battery powered. It's quite nice, isn't it, that? That's actually very nice. I like that a lot. East Dulwich next. So as much as they were used on the boat trains, they were also straight away used in passengers in parcel service. So from January the 5th, 1959, they had MLVs working parcel services. On the 18th of January 1960, one of the MLVs was diagrammed to work an evening parcel train from Cannon Street to Dartford and back with a trailing load of up to 4 vans. From the 18th of January, the MLV diagrammed 4 vans. From the 22nd of February 1960, a further trip was diagrammed for the MLV at 7 p.m. from Holborn Viaduct to Rotham, returning at 8:37. From this date, the MLV off the Dartford train ran an empty to Holborn Viaduct, where both MLVs were coupled together prior to working the 11:16 vans to Victoria. This train had a permitted tail load of 200 tonnes. Wow! Following delivery of the second batch of the MLVs, their area of operations was increased, and they were occasionally used for other special movements. On the 16th of March 1961, number 68002 hauled Pullman cars, Perseus and Xena from a van from Stewart's Lane to Lancing Works. It was hauling 3 loco-hauled corridor coaches. That's cool. One MLV, believed to be 68009, was used for some static AWS tests based at Wimbledon in 1961. There you go. Didn't know that either. Oh, I've just got to slow down again to 20 there. I'm trying to read and do this. So on occasion the amount of luggage carried on certain boat trains exceeded what could be put on the MLVs. So therefore, they had to put 2 MLVs on However, this led to an excessive power to weight ratio and the conductor rail index of 16. Oh, hang on. Sort that out because I need to reread that. However, this led to an excessive power to weight ratio and the conductor rail index of 16 for a 2 times MLV plus 12 SEP, BEP, or other kind of SEP. So in other words, it was drawing more power from the third rail than it could handle. So in order to avoid this, 6 loco-hauled Mark 1 BGs, which are brake guards, were converted during 1968 and classified as trailer luggage vans. Their conversion included air and EP braking and fitment of high-level jumper, air hoses, connections for use between the MLV and adjacent 4-SEP units. TLVs were numbered as 68201 to 68206. They were not fitted with driving cabs, and this led to staffing arguments with the unions as to whether they were multiple unit or a hauled vehicle for the purposes of shunting. The TLVs were very unpopular due to problems of shunting them, and all were withdrawn from the duties in 1975. There you go. So that's what a TLV is. I didn't even know about those. I have learned something new today. Further decline in the amount of registered luggage traffic, which is the stuff that BI used to have to take, led to increasing use of MLVs on parcel trains, usually operating singly, though sometimes hauling vans. For instance, in 1972, one MLV was diagrammed to run empty from Victoria to Bricklayers Arms. Hang on. And then worked 05 Victor 00 Bricklayers Arms to Epsom. This involved some use of traction batteries at the sidings and Bricklayers Arms. So they did get to use their batteries even after the boat train stuff. However, a number of instances of overrunning signals and buffer stop collisions on the 18th of April 1985 led to the blacking of the MLVs by drivers. The problem occurs when a defect in the braking system reduced its effectiveness, so the MLVs were banned from running solo, whilst a programme of modification was carried out at Selhurst. This was to fit them with an additional brake cylinder while separating the braking of each bogie, so that in the event of failure only 50% of the braking system was actually affected. Brake modified. That's what that would have meant there. Well, very laggy through here at the minute. What's going on here? As you guys have probably noticed, my train sim is desperately due a reinstall. Really, really badly. The MLVs were some of the last units to be equipped with AWS. Talking of braking fault, did you see I wasn't getting any braking there at all? I had to go up for the auto brake. My EP brake's giving up the ghost. See, the light's gone off. That's cool! How do I get it back? Is there a reset procedure? Oh, I wish I'd planned that. I actually wish I'd planned that. We've just been talking about the brake faults with these things. and then bang, that comes. Now remember, guys, my videos are not edited today. I didn't even know how to plan that. That was very cool. That was very, very cool. One thing I haven't checked is if the window's open. Oh dear, it looks like the electrical problems have manifested itself in the EP brake. We'll have to look and examine it at London Bridge when we arrive. For now, you have to use the automatic air brake. Yeah, of course I will. Pacer. Hoover. Duff. Bill. Deltic. GG1. Is it Genesis? Hymec. Train-related graffiti here. On a roof, though, it's a bit weird. I don't know if that did actually happen. Grid. Kobo. Simo DTG. Oh, that's cool, we've actually got a full EP brake failure. Now I wonder if that can't be random, is it? So it's got to be instigated by the scenario editor, isn't it? What about if I fiddle with my brake? Is there an EP brake switch somewhere? Pretty sure there should be. Yes, as I was saying, last one of these to be fitted with AWS was January 1986. Would have been a very different skyline with these things driving about up here, wouldn't it? Oh, Canary Wharf would have been there, wouldn't it? So London skyline would look slightly similar. Gherkin wouldn't have been though. Well, next stop is actually London Bridge. I've really enjoyed driving this so far. Is that weird? Let's switch to battery. Taking the last mile to... I know we're going to be a lot slower because we literally are dithering around. I think in real life my rear unit would be picking up the power for me anyway, but... I think the gauge is slightly going down as well. Yeah, it definitely is. That's cool. Oh, I've broken it. Got the motor generator and the line light back on, still no AP. Yeah, we're running alright, we're running. Oh, no, I like this. There's the shard in front of us as well, that definitely wouldn't have been there. Yeah, what a cool little thing. What a very cool little thing. That saves me doing it in a minute. Let's try and control this brake like a pro, if we're not stuttering all over the place. But we've got red just up ahead anyway, so I'm going to slow it right down. No, we're now clear. So we're diverging off here. Yeah, we're clearing. Was that another MLV there, was it? Yeah! I've got 2 GUVs with it. That's cool. Jaffa Cake livery was something that because it was southern, never really had much to do with it, but I do quite like it. What does that? Those GUV sound. I've just got the other width and height. Oh no, they're not. They're not GUVs. They're NKVs. These are ones that actually come with the Chatham mainline, if I remember rightly. And they can be opened at the ends. Landon. There's a lot of graffiti on this wall. Bone. Gronk, Peak. AWS. Some really train related graffiti there. I don't think I've ever pulled into London Bridge Station. I think I've left London Bridge Station. I don't think I've actually come into it. Geez, that one besides is going in at a fair pace. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that. I do expect to see this thing again. I'm going to wait for to be some cool scenarios with it, and it will be back. I can pretty much assure you that, even if in a departmental use or something a bit more modern. I also really quite liked a little bit of blue era here, so maybe expect to see a bit more blue from me as well. Once again guys, please feel free to like, share and subscribe to this video. Also, head on over to Facebook if you're not there already. We're up at something like about 1,150 members at the minute, so it's doing really, really well. I'm very, very active on there, so are a lot of other people, so if you do need any help with anything, it's a great place to go. Once again guys, thanks ever so much, and I'll catch us again next time.